Hello my friends and welcome. Today I would like to talk about tubular bind off for single rib 1x1, and I'll start with flat knitting here. A little example there. So first we need to look for my edge stitch, that's the purl stitch, and what I'm going to do, I'll put needle into the stitch this way away from me, take it off the needle, and then into the knit stitch from behind into the stitch towards me, like that. And now we'll have to work in pairs. We'll do 2 purl stitch together and then 2 knit stitch together. So first we oh yes, amount of yarn you need is around 3 times the width, the length of your work there, of your material. Now these are knit stitches here and 2 purl stitches, but when you turn your knitting around, the purl stitch becomes knit stitch from another side. So we need to go into that first stitch one more time. When you turn it over, it's a bit hard because it's edge stitch to start with. But we need to look for this V here. That's the yarn, our yarn which went through it already once. And this is a loop here. And what we're looking for is the left side of the stitch, this part here. So we pick it up like that. And then a neighbor stitch here, we'll pick up right side of the stitch like that. Take it off the needle and pull your yarn through. We'll level it out later. Now we look for 2 knit stitches from the right side, and again we look for this little V here, and we pick up left side of it and neighbor stitch right side of the loop. Take it off the needle and pull your yarn through. I'll just sort out that front bit there. Now we turn our knitting over again and we look for knit stitches from this side, and we need to find that first. It's crucial to work with these stitches which are the same row, which are on the needle. If you go one row below, it will mess up your work. So we turn our knitting over again, and this is the top stitch here, which we already went through that one once. So we look for the left side here. This is where it is. The whole stitch is this one here, so we pick up the left side and right side of neighboring stitch which is on the needle, and they will sort of like these insides will be close to each other, almost like holding hands together. Take it off the needle and pull your yarn through. And now we look for you're on right side again, and we look for these knit stitches here, and again we find our top stitch and left side of it, which is that one, and pick up right side, the stitch on the needle, and pull your yarn through. Now we turn knitting over, and we're going to work with purl stitches, which will be again knit stitches on the wrong side. Again we find that top loop there, top stitch, find its left side, which is that one, and neighboring stitch on the needle, we pick up right side like this. So the insides are close together, like that. You pull your, like that. Now we come back to this side and we're going to work with knit stitches here. We find the first loop, that's the loop there, and that's the left side of it. We go in that one and pick right side of the stitch here and pull your yarn through like that and turn the knitting over, and we look again for these two knit stitch rows there. That's the top stitch here, and we'll pick left side and right side on for the one which is on the needle, and pull your yarn through. And so we work till the end of the row. You see that one side you just pull stitch and the left side will come out as well. That's the one there. And we pick the right side on the neighboring needle there and pull your yarn through. And now we have this one to work with. So we find the left side and we will connect it to the last stitch here. And this is your tubular bind off done. So I've done a small sample of circular knitting, and again we cut off at least 3 times yarn of the length of your work. Put your tapestry needle through. Now here the first stitch I have is right stitch. And here we will work a little bit different because we will have to connect the work at the end of the round. We go towards us from the back into the right stitch, and then away from us towards the back. You can take this off, towards the back into the purl stitch. Now we're going to look for that first first knit stitch here, and again we will find there it is. We'll find left side of it like that, and on the for neighboring stitch we pick up the right side, left and right, and we'll pull our yarn through. Don't tighten them up too tightly yet. Now we turn our knitting around. We will be working with purl stitches, and on this side they are knit stitch. So again we look for this little top stitch here, and we'll pick left side up and right side of neighboring stitch and pull our yarn through. When we come back to the right side, and again we look for our top loop, just pull it up a little bit and find the left side of it. It's here, and pick up the right side of the neighboring stitch there. Pull your yarn through and turn our knitting around. And now on this side again we look for knit stitches, yeah. So we find our top stitch here. It's that one. I can see only one side of it at the moment. I'll pull it a little bit. And here's the left side of it. Here. pick up the left side and right side. It's sitting wrong way on, and we pick right side on this stitch here, like that. Take it off the needle and pull your yarn through. It's hidden completely now. I'm gonna have to pull it like that. Here is our top stitch there, and we pick up left side and the right side from this one. We basically want these two closest sides of the loops be next to each other like that, and so we keep going. Now I'm almost at the end of my work. I just need to do a couple more stitches. Find one here. Left side is hiding there. Yeah. There. The last stitch. And we have sort of like a gap there. So we need to finish this stitch here. So I'm just gonna, there, you pull your working yarn and it will come out. Find the left side of it. And here we will pick up that first stitch's right side. Let's see where it's hiding. Here. That's the first stitch there, and we'll pick its right side and pull the yarn through. And then just one more, we need to do that purl stitch from another side. So we find a row of knit stitches here, and here again find that last. It's a bit hard to see. We're looking for that last purl, knit stitch from this side here. There, just pick up its left loop, and here we connect it with the right loop there. And just pull your yarn through, and there, our knitting is connected together. And all you need to do is just hide your yarn as usual, and that's how our binding is done.